This is a very popular or a very important point. In this digital age, every business is in technology space. That's the bottom line. Whether you are buying a bread or whether you are doing a sophisticated banking, right? Whether it is bread or banking, whether it is farm or fork, it is digital. If you go back, and let me move to the next one here, this is how the evolution of Industry 4.0 happened. From 1990s, from the time of birth of internet to where we are. You know, when we talk about 1990s, the darling of stock market used to be likes of, if I'm talking of India, then used to be Tata Motors, Tata Steels, Reliance, Nestle, L&T. When I talk about the international market, it used to be likes of Walmart, it used to be likes of Coke, General Motors, right? But now when we talk about the same stock market, the same Reliance has converted themselves into Reliance Jio, right? Its entire technology has come into, the entire business house has moved there. When it comes about the Tata Group, they talk about Tata Consultancy, right? When you talk about US, instead of Walmart, the conversation is Microsoft, Google, right? In our world, it's NVIDIA, right? So, or NVIDIA, whatever you call, right? So, the things have changed drastically in last 3 decades. Just in 3 decades, there has been a complete transformation, okay? And the turning point was global financial crisis in 2008, right? Which Facebook, Google, Apple, whatever you, the FAGA as an abbreviation became very, very popular at that point of time, right? And this is how, and now what next? Who knows, right? DeepSeek came last week, and entire world all of a sudden got into a different spin. 1 trillion got lost, right? In just one day in US economy. So this is how the disruption is happening. So that's where the word paradigm comes into play, which you picked up very well, Aru. Okay? So it's a paradigm shift, not only in business, but in leadership as well, which we will look at. Okay? Now, because it's all the game of technology, and how in last 30 years, which I personally have witnessed how the things moved, right? In terms of digital software architecture, it is, when we talk of today, it's all about MVPs, right? You guys must be working on, especially PG folks, right? Minimum viable products, right? When you are talking of the game of launching your business or launching your idea, you say, hey, what is my minimum viable product? Can I fail but fail fast? And from there, can I learn faster, right? So this is today's architecture completely in tech as well, which was very different when I started my career. It used to be a very sequential software development life cycle, phase by phase, from business requirement to system requirement to high level design to low level design to construction, then testing, and testing used to go to multiple phases, from unit to system to integration to user, and so on and so forth. It's now a very different world. Now when we talk about digital transformation, and here I would like now or in a minute for you to tell me you are thinking about the 3 terms with respect to digital I asked, yeah? See, digital transformation in one perspective is about connected people, right? When you and I can connect to any part of the subcontinent or continent or cross continent, that's digital, right? There is another digital. When the devices are connected, that's also digital, right? When you can listen to your music on Spotify or a YouTube, that's also digital, right? There is another way digital, the systems. Okay, when you can log on the same device from here or at home, right? The systems or you can log on onto LAN or WAN or whatever is the case is also digital. But these are different perspectives, right? You can call this to be digital, this to be digital, this to be digital, right? An entire thing to be digital. Right? If I move forward, there are perspectives within perspectives. Let's look at them. Customer experience for someone can be digital, right? You are looking for a great customer experience. Just 3 clicks and you could do a cab booking, you could do a flight booking, you could do a hotel booking. That's a seamless customer experience, right? That's a digital, right? Digitized process is also digital. Automated workflow. You can fill in your expense form, you can fill in your whatever, attendance form, that's all digital, right? Partner ecosystem. You have created a business, okay? Tomorrow you decide to create a business, say for example organic coffee. Now you have created a chain of organic coffee in multiple locations. You will be sourcing it from someone, right? You will be distributing it via someone. So there's a partner ecosystem you are creating. Right? That's also when you are talking of security or risk compliance and everything, that's also digital. When you are empowering your employees, that's also digital, right? So you are seeing, I'm just confusing you, right? I'm moving from place A to place Z and everything is one thing, because when you start unpeeling those layers, then you start realizing, if I tomorrow has to become an entrepreneur, what all areas, what all spaces, what all stakeholders, what all blah I need to be aware of. Now, would anyone want to take a punt on the digitization to digitalization to digital transformation? Or do you want me to give the answer, or do you want me to? Yes, go on, Aru. I don't want you to be the only person. But yes, go on.
So just taking a random guess. So digitization is about, I think, so more towards data. So taking the manual data into the technology and maybe advancing it using a tech is digitization. Digitalization is about the processes. So, for example, a manufacturing plant where you have to digitalize the process from a manual labor work to maybe a machinery. So that is digitalization. And digital transformation is basically taking it from the traditional method to more digital way of, for example, WhatsApp or social media application, which is a digital transformation for everybody. Connectivity, connecting people. Yeah, I think so.
Anyone else want to? Okay, if no one else want, can everyone actually, or at least give a round of applause to him? Very well attempted, and you are almost there, Aru. In a very simplistic term, digitization is whatever is on a paper, right? If you are submitting an expense claim or you are applying for a leave, you are writing an application, right? You have written it, but you are scanning it and then putting it. That's a very simple term of digitization. When you are talking of digitalization, then you are picking a process, right? A business, for example, tomorrow you start, their business can be, raising the invoices, right? Raising the expenses, filling the leaves, right? So any one process. If you are starting a retail business, for example, right? In retail business, what do you want? You want point of sale, okay? You need to have a handheld device and point of sale. Customer comes, you know, and he or she likes a jacket, and you say, sir, you don't need to go anywhere. Give it to me. I'll, you know, scan it over here, give your card, and I'll get the payment. What an experience, right? Nowhere, nothing. So when you are digitalizing, when you are automating a process, that is digitalization. And when you are transforming an ecosystem where multiple processes are involved, including a business. For example, he took a very beautiful example of WhatsApp, or right in today's term. But you have an existing business, right? Then you are transforming it right from order to cash. Right? You have an order to receivables. That's the transformation. Right? Very good. Well done, Arun. Okay. So, now let us understand the real world. The stakeholders, what they think about. You would have heard the terminologies like CEOs, CMO, CTO, COO, and so on and so forth. When you talk to a CEO, for them, when you talk about digital, it's all about the scope of, and that too, what is my business strategy and how it is linked to. When you talk to COO, it's all about the scale. How fast, right? When you talk to CTO, it's all about the speed. When you talk to CMO, it's all about the sources of value creation. Now see, in the same board, these four guys are sitting together, but the four interest levels are very different for the same thing. Now you see from where we have come. We have come from perspectives to perspectives within perspectives to the same board having a different perspective or expectation or point of interest. Now, what is the beauty of this? When I talk about this, why do I so speak? And this is all, by the way, real world, practical world things. There is nothing academia over here. This is what is happening. Right? I think I have worked in all the continents on this planet. Okay, and I have dealt with all these stakeholders across, every sector, right from banking to retail to public sector to whatever. Now it's a very different world. Right? Now we are in the world of, yes, Hitesh.
You mentioned scope of the digital business
Yeah.
for CEO. What do you mean by scope actually?
So if you would not have heard what Hitesh has said, because he seems to be a very soft speaking, right? His question is, what do you mean by when it is in CEO's interest scope? Right? When you are the CEO, and if someone comes and says that this is what I want to, the first question is, tell me what is the start point, what is the end point, by when it will be completed, how much I need to invest, why do I need to invest, and what is the ROI. So as CEO, I would be looking for what is my investment and what is my ROI, what is the profitability, and what is the growth. So you are looking end to end. That's the scope. Does it answer your question, Hitesh?
Yeah.
Shall
It
we?
includes all the part of positions.
Of course, but COO will not bother about it. See, tomorrow, if someone said, I want to take front end role while it is in, strategy or blah. But even as a strategy, when you go and talk to a COO, the strategy has to be on the scale. If you talk to a CEO about the scope, he or she will tell you, thank you, but no thank you, in whatever polite way.
So it's just like CEO takes the upper decision. In that decision, all the people work in that.
First of all, the world is becoming very flat. Upper or lower decision doesn't matter. Yeah, it is becoming extremely flat. Even in LLM world, it is becoming even flatter. So it's not about every stakeholder in the CXO organization have their budgets, right? With respect to what is my spend and what is my value to be delivered. And you as a strategy person, or you as a sales person, or you as a business development person, or even you as an entrepreneur, goes and pitch to them. You have to pitch what exactly makes sense to that stakeholder. Yeah? So now we have an LLM world, which is a world which is more about data, algorithm, and its deployment, right? It's a very different world. It's going for entire tech industry is going to change. Software developer, this, that role. It's all the data engineer to data scientist to your guy who will be deploying. That's it. These are the three roles. Everything needs to get converged. The way the convergence happened about 10-12 years back, around 2013, 2014, when so-called cloud and digital came. So applications, infrastructure, BPO all converged into cloud. Now everything is going to converge into data and different roles. So MLOps engineers, they will all be doing deployment. Data scientists all be doing in terms of vector mapping to blah. And data is all about the data engineers. So what does it mean? It means, yeah.
What kind of adoption rates are you looking at?
Can you be a bit louder?
Yeah, what kind of adoption rates are you looking at for AI in India versus like foreign countries?
Your good name? Ansh. Anish. Okay, I could not see because it's written with a pen from here. So Anish, to put in the data point perspective, AI adoption at the moment is growing at a rate of even more than 50% YOY. One.
So my question is, because I'm sure a lot of people here are looking into AI agents, and we're going to see like a massive boom in the industry. Like someone says, it's going to be a $3 trillion industry in the next few years. So I just want to know, in India, usually they're more price sensitive, they're usually more utilitarian focused. But for this adoption to happen, then they'll have to see more value expressive form within these AI agents. So I'm just wondering what level are we at right now, since you've seen all the experts across the world, what level are we at compared to, let's say, America?
We are moving extremely fast. We are very fast pivoting from time-rich, money-poor economy to money-rich, time-poor economy. Okay, so we are very fast moving. In fact, the companies like Intel, for example, though it is a company moving in the southward direction, that's a different thing. But you would have heard so far the way clusters used to define by all the organizations used to be US, Europe, UK and rest of the world, right? Lately the clusters became US, UK, Europe, APAC. Intel last year came up with a cluster which was India, right? So India as a market is moving extremely fast. Apple finished their last year quota in less than 6 months, right? What was that one? Lamborghini finished their quota of 1 year of 2024 in first 2 months. So it's moving extremely fast to answer you at that point. To answer from the data point perspective, currently the digital economy around the world, when I say digital, I am talking about entire tech space, services, product, platform, is little over 4 trillion. Okay, this is expected to grow 5x in 5 years. 20 trillion by 2030. And major of it will be AI. Yeah? So so that's where I said, when I talked about previous, so you can notice huge fluidity, right? And what does fluidity means? Fluidity means a game is changing. And when the game is changing, that's the time for people who are with enterprising minds. So this is the time. Okay. Can anyone tell me the winners, how the winners are? If I give 3-4 examples, sports, there is one sport all of you must be watching or liking or hearing, Formula 1. There is another one in athletics, relay races. There is a third one in swimming where you have to have multiple laps. Do you know how the winner gets decided? What are those points at which the winner becomes winner? Or all the athletes prepare from the perspective of winning? Anyone? Yes, Ayan.
Consistent.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Arunya. Yes. Arunya is discipline. There is consistency. Yes.
On the basis of timing, all these sports have that one commonality, which is they train on timing and they win on timing.
Okay. This is Aru. Anyone wants to give it a shot?
Risk appetite.
Risk appetite. Okay. Sneha.
They train under pressure. They train under pressure, like they train for the pressure.
Okay. Anish. Yes.
So in these sports, it's very possible to make a recovery, unlike other sports. In these specific sports, it's very possible to make a recovery after a mistake.
Okay, you're going in some direction. Yeah. He is giving some clue. Be it Formula 1. So I'm answering now. Be it Formula 1, be it relay race, or be it the lap in the swimming. The races are won at the point of curve. All drivers practice at the curve. Anyone who can take lead at the curve gets to the win, because straight laps, everyone are at the same speed. For a swimmer, the game-changing moment is when they are just taking a back turn. For a relay racer, the game-changing moment is exchanging the baton, not during the running time. So this is the curve. This time is the time which is curve, and for businesses or entrepreneurs to pick up and latch upon it.